Welcome back, everybody, to the Diaz Traveling Show. We are now on episode 24, and we are fast approaching the end of this trip. We are back in France, in Lyon and Paris, and these are pretty much two of the last stops we have left in Europe before we head back to Canada. So we made it a good one here. Our time in these two places really flew by, and we made the most of it, and we were able to do a lot more exploring, check out a lot of really cool places, because in the back of our heads was, we're heading home. So we were checking out all the cool places that we could in the time that we had left here in France. And I have to say, it made for some pretty long days and some very tired bodies. So that was what it came down to. And again, our first stop was in Lyon, and it was a quick stop here, but Lyon was actually really beautiful. I wasn't really expecting it, but apparently it's the food capital of France. We're not much of foodies, but that being said, it was still really awesome to see a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the little side streets, and it was really worthwhile coming here. I would love to spend a little bit more time when we come back to France. In a way, it kind of reminded me of the Latin Quarter in Paris, with that intimate feel, the small little streets, and it was definitely worthwhile visiting. And of course, we made it back to Paris. We always find ourselves coming back to Paris, and it's never the same experience coming back. I mean, we do go and see a lot of the same things that we have always seen, but sometimes something new has popped up, and it's really exciting going back there, and it's always a new feel. It's just revitalized. I mean, we've been to the tower many, many times. We've been to, Arc de Triomphe a few times, but it's always a different feel when we get there because something new is happening. So going back to Paris, we'll never get sick of coming to this place. The people, the food, the activities, the places to go and see, we're always seeing something different. One of the cool places we got to see were a couple of the parks that they have there. We went to go on the rides, the Midway, and it was great. And being there this time, we also got a chance to go to the Louvre, which is kind of funny. We've been there numerous times to Paris, but the first time we've ever actually been in the Louvre, and it was spectacular. The little guy was also super excited because we got to go to the happiest place on earth. Well, in Europe anyway. We got to go to Euro Disney, and this was such an experience because, again, what kid doesn't want to go to Disneyland? So that was kind of a nice send-off from Europe because it was the last thing we did there before coming back to Canada, and it was a fantastic time. So I'm so glad we got to do that. But like everything good, it always comes to an end, and that marked our return back to Canada. And there you have it, guys. That was our time spent in Lyon and Paris right before we left back for Canada, and it was a wonderful time. I'm so glad we were able to get that opportunity to do it. We all got to practice our French. I'm pretty much bilingual now. We'll have another video, one final video to kind of wrap up all the thoughts about our entire trip. We are going to take a bit of a break from traveling, but that's not going to be for too long because we absolutely love going to see what the world has to offer us. So until then, stay tuned and stay safe.